Hello guys, I'm ZT15 here, and we're once again casting for, welcome once again to the, Gamers Lounge Summer Cup. And Skype sound is not on, do not disturb. My mistake.
영웅을 선택할
Now,
차례입니다.
the match between Insidious Gaming and ELMONSHAR and SHORKAH. This is a group stage match between the two teams, and we look at the band so far. Insidious
다이아
Gaming
진영이 영웅을
has
선택할
got
차례입니다.
a Leshrac and a Queen of Pain banned out. Two very strong mid heroes in the current metagame. While Earthshaker and Broodmother are going to be banned out from ELMONSHAR and SHORKAH. I can see the reasons for the Earthshaker ban after the immediate Tusk pick. Just because if Tusk groups up all your heroes,
10초
Earthshaker
남았습니다.
could be pretty devastating. Now Broodmother was banned early as
Radiant
well, and that would
진영이
suggest that
영웅을
maybe they're going for a lot of
선택할
single target damage. Now Tusk himself is pretty alright with dealing with the Broodmother, but I guess the rest of the team at Elmon, they just aren't feeling that possibilities of a Broodmother and the disruption she can bring. Insidious Gaming
10초
goes for
남았습니다.
Undying and Venomancer. Now, two very strong mid to
5초
early game
남았습니다.
heroes. Well, which suggests that
예비 시간입니다.
it'll be a very aggressive comp, potentially. Dazzle's also
레디언트
picked. And
진영이
once,
금지
now,
영웅을
this
선택할
Broodmother
차례입니다.
ban is still interesting to me.
다이아 진영이
I'm not sure if
금지
maybe they're
영웅을
thinking of a
선택할
single target
차례입니다.
carry or a weak laner, because so far, two picks that are pretty strong against Broodmother. Now,
10초
both these
남았습니다.
heroes are going to be to the two supports, and this isn't like a mid Tusk or an offlane Tusk.
5초 남았습니다.
And Tusk is very commonly being played in the fourth position support role. There's some pretty cool things you can do with pulls and stuff like that. And without that, now that this is a support combo that lacks a like proper stun, not like a very short stun like Snowball or the weird after tick stun on Poison Touch, which is not even completely leveled very fast anymore in Dazzle. So they probably need a core with a strong stun, cores with strong stuns, and maybe an offlaner as well with some sort of stun.
레디언트
or else
진영이 금지
you're gonna
영웅을
run into
선택할
that whole
차례입니다.
TPing out thing. Tusk's Punch is also a channel canceller,
10초 남았습니다.
but they just need like a Lion Hex or just something that could
5초 남았습니다.
be a bit useful in that area. Now,
예비 시간입니다.
other bands that come out are an Axe for Elmon and a Gyrocopter for Insidious, and it looks like Elmon are just banning everything that would have been good against Broodmother, but they already banned the Broodmother, so it makes me sort of question what they're doing, but they probably have some sort of strategy,
다이아
and yeah,
진영이
they're
금지 영웅을
banning
선택할
heroes
차례입니다.
that all would either deal maybe with single target people very well, or would have
10초
dealt with
남았습니다.
large unit based heroes. Or
5초
large
남았습니다.
units.
다이아 진영이 영웅을 선택할
Alright, so
차례입니다.
Gyrocopter and Shadow Fiend banned out. Insidious is really banning out all the strongness, and both teams do not have a mid picked. I'd assume it could potentially be Veno or Tusk mid. They both come mid. Either one of those for either team. But standard mids They aren't, and they're banning out all the standards. The ones that I know from my head that remain are like DK and Storm Spirit. Those are two
10초
that
남았습니다.
jump out to me right now that have not been removed from the pool yet.
5초 남았습니다.
Will probably be more than I'm thinking of.
예비
but
시간입니다.
those heroes are still in the pool, and against Storm Spirit, again, so far it looks like the draft of ELMONSHAR and SHORKAH is doing would be strong. It's pretty easy to avoid getting locked down by Tusk and by Dazzle. Now the Sven is picked up from Insidious,
레디언트
and
진영이 영웅을 선택할 차례입니다.
that pick against that team, so far I do like it. Now Dazzle's armor is really gonna hurt Sven's damage, but the cleave damage isn't affected by armor. As well as the fact that with a Venomancer, the Sven cannot be kited as
10초
easily,
남았습니다.
which is an issue with Sven. That's why he needs Mask Madness, Blink Dagger, and mobility items.
5초 남았습니다.
With these heroes, even Undying has a slight slow. This Sven
예비
won't have to
시간입니다.
worry about getting kited, at least in the early game, until BKBs start coming out from whoever Elmon picks. Alright, now we got a Spectre picked out
다이아 진영이 영웅을
by
선택할
Elmon,
차례입니다.
and once again, no real stun coming out, but to be fair, the Spectre pick is kind of nice. It's a nice hero. It's a tanky hero. That's the big thing. Sven likes to cleave, likes to do high amounts of damage. Spectre, by the late game, is a
10초
hero who will be
남았습니다.
able to accept Sven's right click. And the
5초 남았습니다.
only hope at really getting down the Sven in the late game is to
예비
isolate him.
시간입니다.
And Spectre's, now you want to group up against a Spectre, but Spectre's really good at isolating the enemies. Why? Because with that ult, it creates chaos in the fight, and it allows you to also pick off some of those weaker, squishier heroes, like normally the supports, so like the Venomancer so far. Late game is going to have troubles against that Spectre ult, and if you're able to kill all Sven's teammates, Sven will have a rough time if you have suitable disables. Necrophos is
레디언트 진영이 영웅을
going to be the
선택할
counter
차례입니다.
pick to that Spectre. Spectre's huge mechanic is that buyback haunt ability. But with the picking up a Necro and the possible purchasing of an Ags, this makes it a lot riskier for Spectre to bank on that buyback haunt power. And
10초 남았습니다.
the questioning thing is this a too much of a
5초
reactionary
남았습니다.
pick? You have to worry about that when you play. Getting a reactionary pick. Getting something that
예비
might not
시간입니다.
fit your comp as well, and you just get it on a spur of the moment sort of thing. Just to say, this counters their hero.
다이아 진영이
Elmon picks up
금지
the
영웅을
slight.
선택할 차례입니다.
Not a stun yet, but cross your fingers. I'm not sure if this will be mid or offlane. I don't think it'll be carry, but with the Spectre going
10초
on,
남았습니다.
maybe they know something I don't. Mid Spectre can be done,
5초
been
남았습니다.
done. But against a Necro, potentially mid, it will not be a
예비
fun
시간입니다.
lane for the Spectre.
10초 남았습니다. 5초 남았습니다. 레디언트 진영이 금지 영웅을 선택할 차례입니다. (10초) 남았습니다. 5초 남았습니다. 예비 시간입니다.
I feel that the Huskar pick was the Huskar ban was very reactionary, but I don't think it was required. They already have that Sven, and they already have Undying, two heroes that are pretty strong against Huskar.
10초 남았습니다.
So I don't think they needed to ban a Huskar unless they're just particularly poor at
다이아
dealing with
진영이
him or don't
영웅을
understand
선택할 차례입니다.
defeat. And it would also have forced the Slark in probably to an offlane position, which would have really lowered his farm
레디언트
capability.
진영이
But Ember
영웅을
Spirit
선택할 차례입니다.
is picked up by Insidious. So now it's gonna be interesting to see the lineup. Could this be that pub-hated Necrophos Ancients? I'm unsure. It could also be a support Necrophos, which will against us, and an Undying or Venomancer in the offlane. Both of them entirely capable offlaners. Or they could do a dual lane setup, a Venomancer Sven and Undying Necrophos.
10초
Those
남았습니다.
would be very strong dual lanes with a mid-Ember Spirit.
5초 남았습니다.
Insidious Gaming's draft right now looks much
예비
more
시간입니다. 5초 남았습니다.
consistent and ready to fight, but with the Abaddon picked up by Elmon, it does give them a little bit of that boost in the early game that they might have been worried about, with heroes like Slark and Spectre, who really can't just fight with just skills. They need items to contribute to fights. Slark needs his one core item, his Shadow Blade, his Blink Dagger, his Yasha maybe. Just something to contribute to the fight more effectively. He can fight early on with stat steal in lane, but it's a lot harder to. With that Abaddon pick, though, it also does look like that it might be a offlane Tusk. Alright, during this convenient pause, I'll be going through the players on each side. On ELMONSHAR and SHORKAH, we got Mastataf FTW, which might be for the win, on your Abaddon. You got LTR on your Tusk. Low MMR equals shitty life on Dazzle. Elmeseventar on your hard carry Spectre. And ELMONSHAR on the Slark. Now for Insidious Gaming. Insidious Gaming. I was like, yes. It's an IG. But, yeah. Such a team not used to G for gaming. Is Exception trademarked on the Sven. Death on Ember Spirit. Jester on Venomancer. Zoldyck on Undying. And Feeding Spree on the Necro. We will see if he feeds today. Okay, so we see the Tusk buying award and then being given award to block and the like, and I wonder what the early game aggressive movements will be for each team. Now there appears to be a bit of differences on Insidious on what the game plan is and what they think they should be doing, but right now they're gonna be having 3 go bottom. It's gonna be the Venomancer, the Sven, and the Undying, pulling off an aggro tri-lane, which against the Spectre, if it's gonna be the Spectre in lane, maybe Elmore will predict it. And if they do predict it, then this could potentially lead
30초 후 전투가 시작됩니다.
a suitable laning stage for Elmore. And by Suitable. I mean, it's not gonna be beautiful, but it's gonna be a lot better than an aggro tri-lane with a Spectre. Spectre does not like to be aggro tri-lane against. The dispersion, the leveling of dispersion will help in some cases, and we do see that
전투가
Insidious
시작됩니다.
is not blocking the camp.
주는 골드는 사양하지
Which is
않는다.
interesting in an aggro try scenario, but maybe they see a benefit in allowing the pulling of the camps. Maybe they think if they pull the camp, we could catch them off at the pull. That is where we want to engage. Strategy like that. Now, Slag versus Ember Spirit. Either one is gonna have troubles killing the other. Ember Spirit really, Slag doesn't have enough right click damage to just kill the Ember Spirit, and Ember Spirit's Searing Chains is not gonna keep that Slag disabled with Found.
원래 네 것이 아니다.
Alright, so we're gonna be having offlane Abaddon who's gonna go against the Necro. Necro versus Abaddon. I think Necro is gonna have an advantage here, and he'll be allowed to farm pretty effectively against the Abaddon, which might not be expected in a solo lane scenario with Necro in it, other than the mid position. But yeah, luckily for him, he gets the solo in. Elmon is gonna be struggling. This Sven, he's gonna get. It's gonna be really hard to contest this Sven. We'll see this Sven. Let's see leveling. Yeah, so if anyone gets caught by a Venom's Gale, it could spell the end very easily and very fast. Dazzle has already leveled his Shadow Wave, which means in case of an early dive at the potential hit of this Undying hitting level 2, getting his Tombstone up. They worry. And now they board the camp, but it was never blocked in the first place. And this is, yeah, okay. Elmon is going to have a bit of difficulties, but let's see if he breaks the tree. No, he does not. They think it's blocked, but Insidious. It is an interesting choice not to block the camp, but it's sort of almost an outplay of what they've done right now. Being able to predict, maybe? Or maybe we're overthinking it. Right now, if you look at last hits and denies, you'll see that the top 3 are all on Insidious, and that is not a good start. That is not what you want to happen. But all the lanes on Elmon are right now probably losing. Without Elmon pulling, there's really no way for them to win this lane in a straight up contesting farm route. And we got a pause coming out. Yeah, we got 2 specs on Spectre. 2 specs on Spectre. 2 stacks on Spectre. And, we got Tusk crashing again. Unfortunate for the guy, but your Spectre's on 400 health. A stun and a sloam could even kill him. So a few right clicks or kill her. Spectre's a girl. Female character. Facing off against Necrophos in a solo lane scenario that's not even mid is just an awful time. You'll already look at the Abaddon. He's already out of tangos. He's on like less than 300 health, and that's just a result of the right click harass that Necro brings along with his Heartstopper or a health decay. It's absolutely miserable to face off against. Necro, on the other hand, has all his tangos and almost full health. Now, a melee hero is tough against Necrophos, and, well, Abaddon, he can't heal himself, he can only heal others, really, and Yeah, just struggling in that solo versus solo scenario. While mid lane, it looks like Death is basically just getting free farm. Slark cannot sit in the Flame Guard of Ember Spirit, and while he isn't forced to use tangos yet, he is being forced off the wave, and it is pushing slightly in his favor as a result of Flame Guard, but Slark's lack of an answer for the Ember Spirit, and early on, before 6, is probably the only way Slark was ever going to get any sort of harass out. Once 6 hit, it's going to be Slark who's more scared. The possibility of AoE nuke coming out from Ember, possibly killing the Slark in even his ultimate form. Now there's a regen rune bottom, and Ember Spirit already has a bottle. Slark is close to it if that is what he's getting. He might not get a bottle. It is not a required item for Slark to get a bottle. But mid laners, a lot of time do get that bottle. Helps with the rotations and helps keep up their mana and health. For Slark, mana or health is not as important as mana that you obtain, but it's still beneficial for just the mana and possible heal during a fight if you're able to time it correctly. You're not really able to see the leveling from the supports yet because they are still lower levels, along with anyone in this bottom lane. We do see that Tusk has struggled to reach his level 2. He hasn't done the hard camp pull from Radiant side, which is possible, but that would get him his level 2, and since he hasn't done it yet, he won't be able to really get much done. I think you do need that level 2 on Tusk to really start get the, so you say, ball rolling, maybe snowball rolling. And this lane is going to be struggling to get XP. Tusk is
레디언트의 상부 포탑이 공격받고
again.
있습니다.
And he's just struggling with his internet, which is painful to watch. And once again, we'll have another pause come out. Insidious Gaming already aggravated about the excessive pausing in the early game coming out from Elmore. Not really sure what's being stated, but it's something. I mean, since there's no kills in the game and the people with the most left have the most net worth isn't really an interesting thing to look at. And as you can see, it's like it makes sense. The only difference is that as a result of the supports of Elmore buying some more wardage, then their net worths are a bit less. They still got a 10-minute pause apparently, and that's always lovely. Captain team only talk. I was in Insidious' situation right now, I would be aggravated just for the fact that I'm winning all my lanes and this disrupts the flow of the game. This disrupts the flow. Oh. Okay. It disrupts the ability to continue, kind of like keep it on your flow. Like you're all getting good last hits. You're all kind of in a rhythm of getting those good last hits, and right now, you're losing that flow, which is unfortunate. This does give a chance for Elmore to realize, well, what is wrong with their lanes? What do we need to adjust right now? Unless they're all busy figuring out the problems. There's some obvious aggravation going on for Mercedes right now. We will see maybe a potential rotation from Ember Spirit once he hits his 7. I think 7's the level you need on Ember Spirit to start rotating. You can go potentially earlier when you have a rune, but that boost what you get when you hit level 7, you get that full flame guard, which is 500 magic sword, which is very hard to get down at the earlier levels. And that 60 damage per second, that's also pretty huge. There's not really much left to talk about. And we've been paused for so long. Tusk returns. Well, he does not reconnect yet, apparently. 4 minutes left on the pause. And Tusk has reconnected, and they'll be G'ing it out right now. Yeah, they are ready to play again, guys, and we are back into the game. It's nice to see us back into the game every once in a while. It's nice to play Dota. With the dropping those words, they just basically. It's just out of. It's not just out, but. Oh, is it? No. Yeah, it's out of vision of their word. Mid lane. Tusk attempts a rotation and will feed himself first blood. Or feed. Feed himself first. Feed first blood. And with that feeding of the first blood. Ember Spirit's given a distinct advantage in the map, so he's level 6 already. He'll be on top of the rear, and he'll be on. Unfortunately, he'll be disappointed in the fact that it's a illusion rune. Hot lane. Yeah, with no Tusk there, there's no reason that they just can't dive. There's nothing to get them out. There's no like snowball to save them to delay it. And they're just allowed to dive once you land that venomous scale. And yeah, now they'll be looking for a smart rotation top. Block off the Spectre. Block off the Necro. Spectre's coming in now. Will they be too slow to catch up though? They're all lacking boots. Necrofoos has boots. And yeah, he'll just get away. Ember Spirit dives the Slark and he's down all over the map. People on Elmore are dying. Right after the unpausing of the game. Everyone just starts dying. Insidious is taking revenge on being forced to pause for quite a while. That Ember Spirit's already got bracers and haze boots. Level 2 on your Tusk, he's underleveled in this game. And now they're gonna go in on Abaddon. They have Shallow Grave. They do have Shallow Grave just in case. Venom's Gale clips Abaddon. Will they dive for it? They're not feeling it. Now they may be feeling it. Creep wave's coming in. He's still slow, and now it's time to right click him down. Shallow Grave out on Tusk. Sven's getting low though, but it looks like Veno will take down the Tusk. And now, yep, Dazzle's gonna go down. Thanks to Undying and a little bit of help from their creep wave. This bottom safe lane tower for Elmore is going to be going down real fast. Elmore can't really Elmon, my mistake. Elmon won't really be able to do anything against this. Their early game now, their early game in the Tusk is seriously underleveled and looking very weak. And now Ember Spirit takes on Slark, and now the Spectre's getting low. No one has boots on Elmon. And they just cannot catch a break. Shallow Grave, is it up? Down for 10 seconds. Will the Spectre juke and have enough time? No, she will not. Dazzle, ready to fight this. They're all ready to fight this, but they still don't have boots. Ember Spirit can just walk away from the fight and act like there was nothing wrong. Ember Spirit now 4-0. 8-0 for Insidious Gaming, and they are just rolling over ELMONSHAR, SHORKAH. They're just picking up right where they left off. That potential break in momentum and rhythm that they had, no, they took that rhythm and they just turned on double speed to make up for the time they lost while paused almost. There's a regen rune bot in the bot lane, and Ember Spirit will just be in the top rune and potentially could go top and cause a complete and unmitigated disaster, but he will rotate back mid. But really, Spectre cannot do any better against Necrophos and Sven here. This lane is no better for Spectre. She'll have to leave. She has 182 gold and no boots. This slows them down a little bit, and she will get some farm under tower, but it's not gonna be easy. The Spectre in this game, and Ember Spirit thinking to rotate bottom, potentially kill Abaddon. He is level 7. He may not be able to get the kill there, so he will return back to the mid. Deal with that Slark. Slark did pick up his bottle and his boots in the face.
다이어의 하부 포탑이 공격받고 있습니다.
Yeah, we got a mech coming out from the Necrophos soon, and could this be a potential dive under the tower again for Insidious? They know what they want to do to win, and they are putting up that early aggression, realizing the weaknesses in the Elmon draft. That Spectre, that Slark, they both need something to really get going, and now they're going in. Necrophos gets the kill on the Dazzle, and Tusk will go down as well. Snowballing, unable to save the Dazzle with the snowball, and he just got back off the lane. Slark is rotating to the top lane, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to handle all four who are top, and that's going to be another tower going down.
레디언트의 구조물이 강화되었습니다. 레디언트의 상부 포탑이
Now
공격받고 있습니다.
Well, Elmon, TP bot, Ember Spirit gets that kill on the Abaddon. All in all, Abaddon unable to escape. Just 0
레디언트의 상부
to
포탑이
11,
공격받고
10
있습니다.
minutes in. It's over a kill a minute for free almost. Coming out for Insidious. Ember Spirit activating that bounty rune. He wants to get more kills. But top lane, Insidious continues pushing. 10 minutes in, they're getting a tier 2 tower. Slark getting a haste rune, rotating top. Could this be the turnaround that Elmon is looking for? Potentially. The Slark's leveled up high. Abaddon's coming in. We get the Tusk snowball on the Sven. We're gonna grave the Tusk. But this tombstone, everyone is slow. And everyone is going down. This is Sven. He's low, but the mech comes out, and it's wicked sick. Double kill for death on the Ember
레디언트의
Spirit.
상부 포탑이 공격받고 있습니다.
Undying, diving base. It's 11 minutes in. You're gonna die now, but you dove base. You were manly, and you believed in yourself.
레디언트의 상부 포탑이
And that'll be the
공격받고
first
있습니다.
kill on the board for Elmon. But is it really worth it?
레디언트의 상부
'Cause they're
포탑이
going in.
파괴되었습니다.
They're going in for the jugular at 11 minutes. They're killing this child in the Elmon team. They're like 11 years old child this game, and they're already trying to kill it. All the towers, do they just go mid? Do they just continue this death ball strategy? Because whatever it is working. Now we see some more pickups from Ember Spirit. He's going to be picking up his drums, I assume. Yeah, he picked up his drums, and he's working on Battle Fury. They can just keep going. They don't have to stop. Slark still looking for upgraded boots. Well, we got Ember Spirit working on, like, a late game item.
레디언트의
The
하부
strategy for
포탑이
Elmon, though,
공격받고
do they
있습니다.
fight or do they flight? Do they run away? And now we got Tusk. He's caught up by Venom. He's slowed down. Tusk is going to be turning around. He's going to be on the aggression. He did not think he could get away, but this is almost like a bait. Tusk will go down. He'll be down for 44 seconds, even though he's only level 3. Where'd the tombstone get dropped? Not sure where it got dropped. It might have already gone down. It's a double stun coming out from Sven from downtown, and Slark is down. Abaddon will drop as well. Triple kill. Godlike. Death cannot be stopped. Death is a force to be reckoned with.
레디언트의 중부 포탑이
Dewarding
공격받고
on
있습니다.
top of it. He's got to be close to his Battle Fury now. Yes, he is. He's close to it. It's 13 minutes in the game, and he's
레디언트의
almost got
중부
Battle
포탑이
Fury.
공격받고 있습니다.
10-0.
레디언트의
This is a
중부
stomp
포탑이
if I've ever seen one.
파괴되었습니다.
Comeback mechanics, please come back for Spectre right now, because he's gonna need them.
레디언트의 중부 포탑이
Tank
공격받고
is just
있습니다.
tank. They're all building tank items. Sven, how close is he? Is he going for Armlet? He already has it! They got Battle Fury and Armlet coming out. Now Venomancer might have gone a bit too far. It might be the one that's getting caught out. But no! Ember Spirit! Nuke damage down! And
레디언트의
was Slark
중부
able to
포탑이
go down? Will they able
공격받고
to get the kill
있습니다.
on Slark? Very close. He's escaping. He pounces away, but he'll run into the creep wave. He goes to kill a creep, and that will result in his death. What is he now? 11-0 on your Ember Spirit. 14 minutes in. Bring him his items, he
레디언트의
says.
중부 포탑이
Bring me my
공격받고
items.
있습니다.
I have the Battle Fury. Let us continue. Sven has the armlet already. 14 minutes in. This was an aggro tri-lane Sven. We look at the net worth, and it's 5 on top,
레디언트의
and they're
중부
all
포탑이
Insidious gaming.
파괴되었습니다.
Bottom 5. All the Radiant. The poorest hero on Insidious has more gold than the richest hero on Elmon. This is not good. This is not what you want. You need the Spectre to just do a godly hunt. He has to kill everybody to maybe get his farm to recover. At the point where it is right now, he's behind.
다이어의 하부 포탑이 공격받고 있습니다. 레디언트의
Well,
중부
look at
포탑이
this. It's
공격받고
15 minutes in
있습니다.
according to the clock, and, well, these people are farmed like it's 30 minutes. Tusk is gonna go in, but he's just gonna go down instantly. It's more kills for Ember Spirit, and Tusk snowballs more like a suicide. Dazzle goes down in one click. And Abaddon will get removed from the map. That's Fen's diving tower, and he wants that kill. He wants to kill her. Oh, Armlet toggles it. Armlet toggles those tower shots, and he will survive. He won't go down. He will survive.
레디언트의
No
구조물이
one.
강화되었습니다.
No one on Insidious can be killed right now.
레디언트의
Could we see
중부
potentially
포탑이
a haunt on an armlet
파괴되었습니다.
toggled Sven?
레디언트의
Maybe.
중부 병력이
But it looks like
공격받고
no, he's gonna
있습니다.
be healing all the way up thanks to Undying, Necro, and the mech. And boom, Tusk goes down. He's like an overrated creep right now. Amber Spirit's going in. He's looking. Could he get a big? No, not shallow grave. But he'll be waiting. He'll be waiting for it to go down. No, he'll be backing off. He doesn't want to feed his life. His life is worth a lot right now. And let's look at that fight recap. Yeah, Abaddon's only dead. He was only worth.
레디언트 중부
He
병력이
was only worth 300
파괴되었습니다.
gold. Not even. That's probably some last hits in there. Yeah. Well, what do you do if you're Elmon? This might be the largest stomp I've seen in this tournament so far. And you gotta feel for Elmon. They came in here, they had a few computer and technical problems, but now the problems that this Ember Spirit and Sven are going to cause on them are much greater than any lag or disconnecting problems they had with the Tusk before.
다이어의 상부 포탑이 공격받고 있습니다.
Clark trying to farm up some jungle camps. Are they gonna go for Roshan, or are they just gonna go for ending? Veno finds Slark unable to make contact on the Gale, and Slark will get away, but that's a very minor victory when Sven with the GD is gonna be taking Roshan pre 20 minutes, and they already got a set of racks too. So this isn't even the push into racks, this is the second push into racks.
다이어의 상부 포탑이 로션이
Ben
다이어의
will pick it
영웅에게
up.
죽었습니다.
They're not even worried about Ember Spirit dying. They smoke up, and they're ready to kill. Crimson Guard on your Undying. Oh boy, Spectre. He'll go down. And it's gonna be a GG. It's called 18 minutes into the game. Well played by Insidious. It was nearly a perfect game
다이어가
coming out from
승리했습니다.
Insidious. A little bit of overextension or just having a little bit of fun and ham. Yes, Tusk didn't die in that game ever. Totally didn't die. And, well, ELMONSHAR and SHORKAH tried, but Insidious may be the team to look out for in this tournament, because, well, that was disgusting game. Ember Spirit, 13 kills, level 13, 18 minutes in the game, and he was working on Daedalus. 18 minutes into the game, that's cruel and unusual. Farm and punishment coming out. Death had no mercy for Elmon. That'll be all for me for casting today's matches, I think. There will be more coming out, so check those out. But, thank you for watching once again, everybody.